Word on the street. Word on the street. Word on the street. Oh, wait. Word on the street. Uh-oh. Who has Paul run up onto today, boys and girls? Good morning.
Good morning, Babs. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm with Scarlett and Gregory
Yeah.
on Willis Street this morning. And Scarlett's on her way to work, but Gregory is not in the same rush as he might be some other morning. So our question is, what's the word on the street this morning, folks?
It's cold.
Is it cold?
The cherry blossoms are out.
Uh-huh. So Scarlett, do you guys both live in this house?
Yes.
We do. Yeah.
And so this is a work day for you, Scarlett. It's not for you, Gregory. And what do you usually do?
I'm a hairdresser.
All right. Where do you work?
I work at Salon Data Westport.
Uh-huh. That's a good schlep.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's all right.
that's
And
where the
what
money is. Money, money,
Yeah.
money.
So you go never to say like, come on my porch.
Trying to get off Willis Street.
And so what days do you work?
All week, Tuesday to Saturday.
Or why is today off?
My kids have spring break.
Oh, okay.
They're in Hamden.
So do you get the whole week?
I took Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah.
And what are you gonna do with the kids?
Yesterday I went to New York City at the Museum of Natural History, and today, I'm not sure. Try to get them through some work around the house.
So now Hamden, that's a different week from other schools, right? Don't most schools take off Easter week?
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually pretty convenient because there was nobody in New York yesterday.
Oh, okay. And what was it like at the museum?
It was wonderful. We got there late, so we had to leave a little early, but it was great.
Do you take the train or?
Took the train, drove to Bridgeport, and then took the train from Bridgeport to.
And why did you drive to Bridgeport for the train? Too much of a schlep across
We had New Haven push. Why didn't we? You know what? We should have taken the train from New Haven.
I don't know.
We probably should have taken the bus to the train.
And Scarlett,
No,
what do you do
that's a
for a living?
lot. That's a lot.
I'm a full-time mom and a courier in the evening.
And what's a courier?
Do you want to explain it?
She's just moving some medical bags from the medical office of orthopedic mail and stuff like that.
Between 3 offices.
Oh, you help an orthopedic group
Yeah.
communicate. You know what's interesting to me about that, Scarlett? That makes me think of the last century when you had interoffice memos. Remember, we used to put stuff in folders, but now we got email. So why do they need courier? Or is it more medical?
Billing usually, and
He's been doing it for
billing and
15.
some things have to be in handwritten stuff, and so often there's a few offices and they send stuff back and forth.
And so but you said it's at night you work.
I work in the evening. This morning, I'm covering a shift.
Oh, covering a shift. Okay. Now you say you lived in Willis Street for 10 years.
10 years.
How do you like it?
I mean, it's all right. It's not the best place.
Where'd you guys come from originally? What brought you to Willis Street?
I came from Hamden, and obviously it's an inexpensive house.
It's a really nice house.
Yeah, it's nice house. I put a lot.
Don't you love those Babs, the old kind of?
Oh my God, I love it. So what's happening on Willow Street that you're not feeling it? Where you want to live?
Oh, it's the gun violence. That's the gun violence that we.
There's
have
gun
So
violence
Babs,
on Willow Street?
Willis.
Willis.
Oh,
Street in New Hall.
Willis.
So Babs, before we went on the air, the reason I was a little late, there were 3 cop cars that zoomed down the street, and they thought there were some shots fired at the end of the corner, but the people there couldn't see if it was or not. But yeah.
I live in New Hallville too. I live on Ivy Street.
Oh yeah, right on the corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
And right around the corner from you guys is where the Duck's Deli is.
Yeah.
And they had a big fire the other day. You know what that was about?
Yeah. I don't know what it's about, but I do have noticed there have been a lot of fires in this neighborhood, and there's a lot of new buildings. That's a pretty interesting thing.
But it's not, the fires aren't at the new buildings.
Well, there's going to be new buildings where the fires were.
Oh, so you think people might be burning down these houses to have
I don't
cheaper
know.
real estate?
Well, we could make that inference.
Yeah.
Where's the new building?
Well, there's one down the street, and then there's gonna be one where Dick's is.
Ducks. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but what did you think when
Did
you
you
heard?
say about Ducks?
Oh, Dick's. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Dick's. Yeah.
Yeah. That, to be honest with you, I know it's a place where people buy food, but that was all they did all day sell crack outside. So the fact it's on it burned down, I'm kind of happy.
You were kind of happy.
That's nothing but problems there. People sell, and the police let it happen. So no, like my taxes are going up. The police drive her out every once in a while, but they'll be gone in 5 minutes, and these guys will be back on the corner. and the cops don't care. So
And Dick's Deli, that's that features in a book that came out last year
Really?
about New Hallville.
really, I'd love
About
to
a guy,
read it.
a guy who's called The Other Side of Prospect, about a guy who was framed for a murder, a teenager they didn't commit because of a crooked cop. But this guy hung out at Dick's Deli 24/7, sort of like that was sort
What's
of the
it
place. The Other Side of Prospect. And the
By
guy
by Nicholas Dowdall.
Nicholas Davidoff, he spent 7 years interviewing everyone in this murder case and in this neighborhood about the deli.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, tell me, but you've lived here since 2010. There must be good things about living here, right? Do you have happy
This is,
memories?
this is, I love it. I love people. Yeah, this is great. One of my coworkers, she grew up on the street in the 70s, and
I lost your sound.
when I moved here, people just really were just so welcoming. It was one of the most welcoming areas I've ever lived. I love my neighbors. Minus some of the crime, it's a wonderful place.
Do you ever feel unsafe on your street? This seems
Oh yeah,
like a nice
yeah.
street.
No. You don't go outside at night.
You don't go out at night?
No, because right there is like drug dealing all day long. Like people come and they sit in the car and they sell drugs. And people come and buy drugs on the corner on Willis Street. Look, that's happening right now.
Oh
They sit in the cars.
Oh wow.
And this is all day long.
Wow.
And, how old are your kids?
My kids are 13, 15, and 17.
So they're of an age where they go on their own out, right?
Yeah, the little ones are kind of like they're still in the nest, but the older one, he just kind of he grew up around here, so he knows.
Where does he go to school? Where do the kids go?
They live in Hamden full time, but so
Oh, so you have them for the
yeah,
day.
they're here for the day.
All right.
But they know the area well.
And can I ask where you grew up?
I grew up in Westport.
Oh, so you're from Westport. Did you meet at the hair salon?
No, we met online.
Oh, you met on something.
Oh!
You get the Westport
You
connection here.
guys are so. I'm sure you guys know who Frank Ford is. This is Frank
Right.
Ford's daughter.
Oh my goodness.
And you guys, I'm sure you guys would,
He's not alive anymore, right?
He's not alive.
Okay,
I'm so sorry.
that's okay.
Not to throw. I know she's probably embarrassed. She's like, but you guys, yeah, with the news.
And you got the Rangers hat.
I got the Rangers hat.
So that's good.
Out of respect.
So I'm trying to get the Westport. Okay, so you cut hair in Westport, but you're from Hamden. You live on Willis. You lived in Westport and met him online.
We met each other online a year and a half ago.
Oh, a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And now you're living up here from
Yeah.
Westport.
Yeah.
What's it like?
I love it.
And it seems like maybe you have a more positive attitude than Gregory toward the neighborhood. Or Gregory seems like he loves the neighborhood, but I don't blame you, by the way.
No,
I've lived on a street where people get shot and dealing drugs,
Yeah,
and I didn't like it. I moved.
Yeah.
But I mean, communities often more than like when you hear about the worst day. Like I was thinking about this poor guy I just talked to who got pulled over because where the shooting was. He happened to just be driving by.
Mhm.
And he was saying, I was just driving by and I don't see any shooting and everything. I'm just going around my neighborhood, you
Right.
know? Well, tell me about you come from Westport to live on Willis Street.
Well, I actually came from upstate New York, so I was living upstate.
Where?
Okay, so technically, I guess I would get shamed for saying upstate. It's mid-state
That's
New
okay.
York.
We're going to let you off.
It's like the Hudson Valley.
Oh, that's beautiful. Where
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, in Stone Ridge, kind of near New Paltz.
Oh, yeah, no, New Paltz has really changed. I saw when I last went to New
It
Paltz,
is.
it had become one of those small university cities
Right.
that in the last 20 years have gotten a renaissance because people discovered they like the smaller city with the academic setting. Am I
Exactly.
right about that?
Yeah,
Because that's the
definitely.
vibe I got there.
Totally.
The vegan restaurant and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
Exactly.
So so that's a real change though. That's all nature out there. Coming from New Paltz to Willis Street. What's that been like for you?
Well, it's interesting because I was just looking through old photos. I had to replace a phone, and I did a backup from when I used to live up there. And it really made me realize how much I actually do need kind of to walk out in nature every day. So I appreciate both sides.
And this is one thing again, and Babs, you and they would know that, but I would. What always strikes me in New Hallville is how much beauty there actually is.
It's true.
You have
No,
all
it's
these
true.
green spaces. I was noticing the wonderful trees. Like, look at
Did
your
such a good
blossoms.
job. The city did all this.
The city did
Yeah.
what?
All these trees, maybe 15 years ago.
Really? They did.
Yeah,
That
the
wasn't
blossom.
URI or no?
The city actually, I got the city to put this one in, but all of these other ones they put in previous, and they're gonna bloom and blossom in a week or
And
so.
what kind of tree is that just blossomed?
I don't know. These are
Cherry?
apple trees. Yeah, that might be. I don't think it's a cherry blossom.
But so here I'm asking a leading question. I want to put words in your mouth. When you think about having lived in Momish nature, rural, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And now you're living in Willis. You were in Westport, you're living here. and you're concerned about some of the stuff like around the corner, but you also got this amazing
Yeah.
trees right outside your
Yes.
window. I mean, I actually think this is beauty right
Yeah.
outside your
Yeah.
house. Is that sort of a metaphor for life?
Yeah.
That life
was-
isn't
we
neat.
were just
Life
talking
is
about
never
this.
all one way or another way. Tell me about that. What were you talking about?
Well, Greg was just pointing out that this, tulip over here is literally growing out of there's trash in and there are other things growing out of it.
And why are you talking about that? Is it a metaphor? Am I being a dumb reporter who's putting words in your mouth? Is that a metaphor for your life? What do you think, Baz? Am I putting words in their mouth? Or...
No.
But when you were talking about that, were you honestly thinking about that, or were I putting words in your mouth?
No, we were just talking about that.
And what made you think about that? What were you thinking about that?
I mean, we were kind of relating it to our
The tulip you were relating
just
to
life and relationships and
unpredictability.
unpredictability. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking
like
about
that.
you were I guess in New York originally, and then in Westport, now upstate New York, and now you're here on Willis Street, and you were in Hampton. You go down to Westport, you're here on, and just it seems like you never know what the next year is going to bring, right?
And it's I try and look at each move, each new place as like an adventure.
Mm-hmm. And so you've lived a lot of different kind of places.
Yes.
So today you're going off to work. Who noticed the tulip? You or Greg?
Greg.
And he pointed out to
He
you.
pointed it out to
What'd
me
you say?
just to remind me of life.
Is that
Yeah,
true?
just remind you, it's like
Yeah.
amongst all of the litter and the
Yeah.
filth comes this beautiful flower.
Yeah.
Right? Mm.
And maybe your love and your relationship will be the next beautiful flower.
Yeah.
What do you think? Okay, I'm getting savvy, Baz. Do you have any questions?
I find them to
any
be
other
the most
questions from the
interesting
neighbors, Babs?
couple. No, I feel
I
you.
know.
Right on Willis Street.
All right. Well, we're gonna let her get off to work. I might take some pictures of the flowers if I have their permission, so we can put them in the Independent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the RI people what tree that is because I love trees, but I'm an idiot about them, even though I read the overstory and claimed to change my life. So we're gonna sign off now with Babs at Love Babs Love Talk at WNHH FM, New Haven's home for community radio.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Okay.
Oh my God, New Haven is so full of so many interesting people. So many interesting people. That's what I love about this city. And we're neighbors.